Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, and welcome to Saturday Night Live. Tonight, we are going to be working on a current work in progress, and my husband is going to do some Lego working. And I have having difficulties with our camera, so I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I will fix that in a minute. Babe, you have to turn the camera on after you click OK. Yeah, see down there on the left? Yeah. No, on the bottom. Yeah, right there. Turn it on. There you go. Now it's on. Okay. So, basically, I'm going to be working on my Tree of Life puzzle mystery because mine is not put together. And Nikolai is. What are you working on, baby?
Lego train that is has something to do with Christmas thing.
Yeah. So Nikolai's going to be working on a Christmas train, and he'll show you when he gets it all put together. So he's going to be doing that. But let me say hello to everyone in the chat channel first, and then I have something to share with you as well. So let me get my screens all moved around here a little bit, and then we can start out with this. All right. So hello to Around to It, and you have to remind me what your regular name is. Hey, Lori. Hello, Mona, and thank you. I don't always wear this shirt because sometimes I think it makes me look, I don't know, enormous. So anyway, I wanted to share a couple things with you guys. Think a lot part of it. So it's not every day that I get mail from regular people. That's one of the things I miss about living in the United States, because this is going to sound very strange, but I loved going to the mailbox every day to see what was sitting in there, even if it was a bill. I don't know why I had such a penchant about going to the mail, but I just did, you know. And I miss that because people don't mail things overseas. But this week, I got a quilty postcard in the mail, and it came from Rachel Nelson. And check this out. Isn't this super cute? And thank you, Rachel, for sending me this. This is only my second time of receiving a quilty postcard. My first postcard that I received, and I'll get that out to show it to you since I've got it over here by my desk, came from Ian of Off Quilter Quilter. He's the only other one that sent me one so far, and here's the one he sent me some time ago. So now I have 2 postcards, you guys. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. Hey, Pat, welcome, welcome. And the other thing is I was in a live on Becca's channel the other day, back in, I guess, early October, maybe. And you know how she does drawings every so often. So my name, which I don't think I've ever won anything in her channel, actually, and I've been watching her channel for a really, really long time, this is the first time I won something in her channel. So let's see what she sent me, because I didn't even know what I won, because Mary takes care of all that for her. So first I got a cute little Sew Becca card. I don't know if, wow, the camera doesn't really like this, does it? And on the back of it, it has all of her social media. Then I got a Sew Becca sticker. And I got a Sew Becca Creating Content to Inspire Quilters business card, and it has the little QR codes on the back of it. All right, now what she sent as a prize was Moda Fabrics Main Street by Sweetwater. So I'm probably going to pay this forward to the next person. But that won't happen until New Year's Eve when I do my 12-hour live. Now, let's go ahead, and I'm probably going to repeat this more than once. So on New Year's Eve, I will be, well, actually for December and the first half of January, I will be by myself. Nikolai will be at sea. So that means he will be missing Christmas, New Year's, and our wedding anniversary all back to back because he'll be out with his mistress, won't you, baby?
Oh, yeah.
So anyhow, and then we are going to meet each other in Denmark afterwards because we're going to go pick up a new puppy for Nora because Nora is very lost without her big brother, and we knew we really did expect this to happen. You know, she's almost 6 years old. She'll be 6 in December, and I knew that this would happen because they were like two siblings, twins probably, because she slept on top of him, she spooned with him everywhere he went, she went, you know, and it's been a little hard on her because she was so used to that contact, always touching him and him always touching her, you know, and you know, they were just close. And so she's a little lost. So it's going to be interesting to see her reaction to another female because this will be the first time I brought two females into the house at the same time. It's not the first time I'm doing it in the United States because I've had many. I used to have 5 German Shepherd females, 1 male German Shepherd female, and a quarter Shepherd, quarter Chow, quarter Collie female who ruled all of them. So there was 6 females in the backyard. And you're like, are you insane? I must have been because, you know, at the time I had such a love for German Shepherds and I really enjoyed them. But the problem with females is they have a pecking order. And you have the alpha female, and then they all fall into line behind that. And so I think we're going to see who starts out being dominant between the two females, even though the younger one, it might turn out that the younger one's the dominant and we don't know it yet. I mean, because we haven't even met her yet. But there will be a little bit of a power exchange going on between the two of them. I'm not going to interfere in it. I'll let them work it out unless it gets really ugly, and I don't think that it will because it's not in Nora's nature to start a fight. So, but she will stand her ground when it needs to be. So, you know, there's that. Anyway, so while we're in Denmark, we're going to do that. We're going to go see Nikolai's dad. And because his dad's he's doing okay after the cancer surgery and everything. But he really needs to see his dad because, you know, we all are not guaranteed how long we're going to be on this planet. And when you have cancer, you know, cancer ravages and pulls families apart. And so he's going to go, I'm going to rent a car and drive over to see him. Also, I'm going to be looking for a second sewing machine. Yay. It's probably going to be another Janome, but I won't know for sure until I get over there and see what there is in shops that might pique my interest. I would really like to have an M7, but oh my God, that's totally expensive.
How about MA?
The M8 even more because it has a stitch regulator on it and I could free motion quilt with that one. So anyway, we're going to see what they have to offer over there and maybe we'll come across what I'm looking for. And while I'm showing you this. So this is what's in this, I'm sorry I'm going so slow. But this is classic sweet water style of fabric, as you can see. A lot of this can be used as blenders or like background, not this one, but I'm coming across one that will look like you could probably use that as a background. Actually, I kind of like that one. But that's what this whole thing is. It's just a repeat of what you just saw on the front. It's just some are darker. So you go darker here. I just didn't want to mess the whole thing up, fiddling with it too much. Okay. You want to show them that first part of the train you've already made? Okay, so this is probably going to go into so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put this in the giveaway container. There is going to be 6 months worth of Cotton Cuts Modern Maker fabric boxes. Now, keep in mind that I have made blocks out of all these 6 boxes. So they're not going to be 3 1-yard pieces in those boxes, but they will be all of what I didn't use. And it's quite a bit of yardage to make something with for whoever wins it. And 6 people will have a chance to win one of those boxes. And I'm just going to randomly give them, when I pull your name. We will also be giving away probably 4 $25 gift cards with your choice of where you get the $25 gift cards. And all I need from you from here until New Year's is to share my channel, tell people to come watch my videos, and let's see if I can't get myself to 2,000 before New Year's. And even if I don't get there, that's okay. I feel like you guys have been such a blessing to this channel, and we really appreciate all the support that we get. And I just want to give something back, and that's going to happen on New Year's. I'm hoping that I could find a couple of donations from maybe one from Cotton Cuts or something, like we did the last time when I got to 1,000. Maybe Kim will be up for giving a full small PMQ again like she did last year. I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet because they've been slammed with everything going on. All right, so Nicola's going to come over and show you the train.
I did.
Oh, you did? Did? Hang on. You're going to have to show it again because I got myself pinned. Something's going on with this thing. See, now there's 3 little windows. And right now the sewing machine is in front of me, which is weird. Which screen do you guys see? Tell me. Do you see the one with the sewing machine in the video? Because I'm talking, or do you see the one where I was just talking and I was pinned? Because my screen is showing weird. Oh, wait a minute. All right, now try showing it to him again, honey. And they say hello to you. So that's where he's at on his train. And let me pin you for a minute so they can get up close. There we go.
Hi, Joel. This is the train for the woman that I'm working on. It's halfway through.
Yep. So that's part of the Christmas train. And I just fixed what was wrong. Hello, Branka. How are you? All right. So what I'm going to do is I had to put the camera over here in front of the machine so you can see what I was doing because I can't find my other tripod. Did you just turn sound on?
Yeah.
Want me to mute you?
I think I'm done.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Nope.
or no?
I think I put the computers.
Oh.
Microphone.
Say something.
I'm running. But,
No, it's fine. I think we fixed it.
Nope.
But I hear sound coming from you down there now. Yeah, mute the audio. Sorry, guys. We're having a little technical problems.
Hear me now?
Nope. But you can hear me. You can go down to the right-hand bottom corner of the laptop itself and just mute the whole thing.
Try again.
Hello? It's still on. I can see it's on by looking at it. Take the bar all the way to the far left.
Boom.
Hello? Yep, fixed it. Okay, good. All right. So anyway, hi Shelby, welcome. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue to work on my Tree of Life PMQ. And my colorway is Secret Garden, which looks like this. I am very far behind, but I think that if I sew every day this week, I can get it caught up and finished. I'm also working on a Wild West PMQ called, which one did I get? Yeah, Delilah is the one I'm working on for the Wild West. So right now I have clue, I'm working on clue 1 because I just not long ago got clue 1. And then I got clue 3 the other day, but I still don't have clue 2. So things are going on with the mailing system. And those that just walked in the door, I'll go ahead and re-show the little postcards. This came in the mail a couple days ago, and this came from Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. And this is from Ian from a little while ago. This was mailed back in September of last year, maybe, or this year. I can't tell. I think it was last year. But anyway, these are the only 2 quilty postcards I have right now. And as I was saying earlier, I miss getting mail in a mailbox from regular people. I mean, I hardly ever get mail here, you know, because I live in another country. So sometimes I miss them miss getting mail terribly. All right, so let's get started on sewing. I'm going to make a poll. Let's see what kind of poll. Let's do a kind of interesting one. Let's do a poll. Let's see what all y'all would like for Christmas. So I'm going to give you 4 choices and let's see what y'all vote on. What would you like to find under the tree at Christmas?
While you're writing, the funny thing is that remember the last year that we made a huge surprise to Becca?
Yeah.
But you just received 2 small postcards, right?
Yeah.
But we sent her one big, huge.
Yeah,
postcard.
we sent her a big postcard. We sent her a canvas of polar bear.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. So the choices are going to be fabric, sewing machine, notions. What can be the 4th one? What can I put as the 4th one? Let me see here. It has to be quilty. So we got fabric, sewing machine, notions. Sewing equipment like let me see. I know, sewing furniture. Because I want some sewing furniture. Okay. Let's see what happens with the poll on this question. So the question is, what would you like to find under the tree at Christmas? Would you like fabric, a new sewing machine, notions, or sewing furniture? Let's see what y'all say. And we'll let the poll go for about part of the way of the sewing. And I'm going to go ahead and start sewing. And if you guys want to ask any questions, feel free to ask. And today, I don't know if you know, how many of you in here right now are doing a PMQ? Send me a heart or put a heart by your name and let me know how many of you did are working on one or finished the Tree of Life already. Let me know. Hi, Linda. All right. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm working on clue, because like I said, I'm very behind, clue 2. And I'm chugging along pretty well with it, actually. All right, so right now what I need to do is just pin these together and then get them, then we'll start sewing them together. So that's the first thing I got to do is pin, pin, pin. Because I'm almost finished with clue number 2. And then we're going to do, I'm going to do something most people don't do, or maybe they do. Maybe they wait till to start the first part, which would be the center. You have to use clues 6B, 6C, along with 7B, 3A, and yeah. So I'm working on clue 2 right now, so I'll move over to clue 3. Then I'm going to skip over and do clue 6 and clue 7. I know, that's cheating. All right, Mona, enjoy your dinner.
Enjoy the dinner, Mona.
So everybody can see what Nikolai's doing as well? Okay, no problem. Man, that looks like I have a big mess behind you, though.
Well, they know why it's messed there.
Yeah, because we're not in the sewing room.
Yeah. Although the walls is done.
Do you think they're done with the outside? I need to get some pictures of it now. But the paint looks pretty good, doesn't it? Now it makes you realize how much we need to paint the rest of the house, huh?
Yeah.
It's weird how those nails are bleeding rust.
But the contractor must have used what? Nail, maybe.
Probably. Whoever built the house did anyway. It's probably because of all the salt in the air, salt air makes iron rust or makes any kind of metal rust. So what is everybody working on right now? Share with me what you're working on. Looks like Shelby's working on Clue 10 of Tree of Life today. Hey, where were you? You do know that Cotton Cuts had a sew together today, and you had the chance of winning a prize by being there. That's what I was going to talk about is any of you who are PMQ people or detectives, every third Thursday of the month, Cotton Cuts hosts a sew together. Also, at the 10th month of the Clue, we get together the day after the reveal, which is always the reveals on a Friday, and Saturday is always the sew, and we get together and we sew together. Shelby says, yeah, it was too early for her. What time zone are you on, Shelby? Yeah, I had to get up a little early. Well, I was already awake, but it was 1 o'clock my time when it started. But I knew it was 8 a.m. for Pacific time. But anyway, what is everyone working on? Y'all are very quiet today. We need music, and I wish we could play music. Uh-oh, I just pulled something out.
Or listen to audio.
Can't do either.
I don't know. Copyright.
Copyright. They will nail us to the wall if we put somebody's stuff on here. So anyway, while we're sewing, I thought I would have a little bit of a chat about, oh, she's on Pacific time and she didn't feel like getting up that early. That makes sense. Yeah, 8 a.m. is like, to me, the crack of dawn. Even though we know it isn't, but it feels like the crack of dawn. Okay, so here's what's going to be upcoming in the next week, probably the next 2 weeks. I'll either set it up for next week or the week after. I haven't made a total decision on it yet, but probably the 2 weeks from now, because we need to get prepped really good for it. We are going to have a live, and it's going to be about me moving to Greenland. You already know my story about how I came about being here, but we're going to talk about what it was like for me to move here, what it's like living here, and how it was when I first started living here, what it was like. We're going to talk about Greenland itself, and Nikolai will be in the live as well because he's going to be talking about moving me here, and also we'll be talking about folklore that has to do with Greenland. I have pulled out a lot of books that are in English, and I will be taking pictures of them and posting the. Probably what I'll do is write a blog so that you can find it easily, and it'll have the links to the books. You can either buy them from Greenland itself, or you might could find some of them probably can be found on Amazon, and I will do the research to make sure that that's why I need a couple weeks to get prepped. We'll talk about Mother of the Sea. That's one of the discussions we will be talking about. We'll be talking about the young woman. How do you say her name? Arnar Arnarnungawak. Come say it in front of them, because you're not. Yeah, come speak it really loud where they can hear. We're going to be talking about who he's going to speak her name. I'm going to call her Arna for short. She is the first female to travel, a first Inuit woman she was pretty young. She lost her family members, and before it was originally supposed to be, I think her brothers was supposed to go with Rasmussen to trek across Greenland, and she ended up, so we're going to talk about her life story. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about a child's story about the boy who lost his parents and he became an orphan, and then he ran away from the village and became friends with a polar bear. We're going to talk about that story. And then Nikolai's going to tell y'all a story about the Kivitok, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Kivitok? And you're probably like, what is that? He will explain on the live what a Kivitok is. So it's kind of like we all used to watch Friday the 13th kind of thing and all that stuff that go on that. It's kind of like that, but not like that. But it's similar in origin because it always has to do with young people for the most part. And yeah, so it's going to be all about that. And so when I post the link advertising it, I want all of y'all to come over to where I posted at. And if you want to ask a question about Greenland or a question about Nikolai that you want to ask him specifically, you can have that chance to post it there, and then we will answer all your questions also during the live. I think this will be a really fun time to share something that's a little bit different right before the holidays. So, I just think that because a lot of people ask, what's it like living there? And, I really haven't broached that subject, not that much anyway, in the grander scheme of my YouTube channel. So that's what we're going to cover. Okay, let me see here. Lori says she's working on Christmas machine embroidery project. That sounds like fun. Sylvia says, mind you, notions would be nice too. And then Linda says, after work, I went to a grand opening for a new fabric store here in St. Augustine. Oh, that's cool. Of course, I bought a few things that I needed and a few things I didn't. Watching you while I work on a Bargello. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Don't forget to do the poll up top, you guys. All right, so that's one of the plans that I'll be doing here in a couple of weeks. And as you heard me say earlier, some of you that weren't here didn't hear it. I will also be doing a repeat of what I did last year, and I'll be doing a 12-hour New Year's Eve live. So make sure you put that on your schedule, and y'all can drop in anytime during that 12-hour live. Feel free to bring your alcohol if you want to, because I'm definitely going to have a little bit of crown at the allotted hours. And we're just going to have a good time. And I'll be giving away prizes, and, we're just going to have a good time. I'll probably have you guys do a Google form for some of the prizes so that I have your physical mailing address, because the ones where it has to do with the Cotton Cuts Modern Maker boxes, I need a physical address for that. And anything else I add that I'm going to give as door prize, it's going to be like a door prize is what it is. Only you won't be here physically, you're going to be here virtually, but I will be mailing them out after New Year's Day. And of course, then there's the $25 gift cards we're going to do. Nikolai will be with his mistress during the holidays. So it's going to be you and me for New Year's. But I do think I am going to have a house guest. You guys will get to meet Hanifa. She's the young lady that takes care of my house and my dogs. while we're in the United States. And she's been doing this for quite a while now because she is really, really good with the dogs. Of course, she's missing Coda just like we are. So it's been a little hard on her too because she's part of the pack. And Nora treats her like part of the pack. And yeah, when she's here, Nora kind of just doesn't really, she hangs all over Hanifa for the most part. But Hanifa is part African, part Greenlander, meaning her mother was Inuit and her dad was from Africa. So she's a unique young woman, and y'all will love her. She's so sweet. I am going to teach her how to sew while she's here because I invited her to come hang out with me while Nikolai was at sea because they live in a really small apartment, and any chance she gets to stay in the house, she just loves. And while she's here, I'm going to teach her how to sew because I think that's a skill that young people need to have. And she likes to do adjustments to her clothing and stuff. So that'll be a real fun thing for her. Yep. I think she's gonna love it, especially when I teach her how to make I think I want to teach her how to make a small mini quilt, using simple blocks like a 4-patch or something like that. Or strip. And then if she wants to learn how to make clothes, I'll have to, maybe while I'm in Denmark, I could find some patterns to bring back for her. If I can find out what size clothes she wears. Because she might want to learn how to make a shirt or something. Okay, so how is everybody's weather? Y'all are too quiet. No talk. Y'all aren't talking. Talk, talk, talk. Come on, you guys. Move my channel. Anyway, tell me what your weather is. I would like to know. Right now, we only have 18 people watching. That's pretty bad.
Wow.
There might be another live that I don't know about. This time difference thing is weird.
Or they're at dinner time.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't mind. I've always been that way, Lori. I love helping other people. And we live in a world now where kindness goes a long way versus being mean and hateful, And if I can put a smile on somebody's face, that's a good thing. Pat says it's too warm in November or for November. Right now we are at 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And the US falls back in out. Yeah, thank goodness, because somehow or another Greenland moved up for some weird reason. June? She says it's 56 degrees in Iowa. Did you guys see the I don't remember where I read it at, but you know how the meteorologist puts out a month, not a monthly, but like a what's the weather going to be like for the whole winter for the United States? And one of the things they mentioned is the whole southern half of the United States is going to be dry. No rain hardly to speak of. And the rest of the United States is going to have milder temperatures for the winter from what they're estimating. So we'll see how the winter, I guess that has something to do with El Nino. And June says, hi, Mr. Katie's hubby.
What?
June.
Hi, June.
He's working on a train. All right, I got this one pinned.
When the cottage train or Christmas train?
Yeah, he's working on a Christmas train. All these loose threads. All right. Okay, let's see. What's my next question of the day? What has everybody been doing? Wait, today is Sunday, right? Saturday. Besides sewing, what else have y'all been doing this weekend? Are y'all getting close to getting ready for preparing for Thanksgiving meals soon? Or have you even given it any thought about what you're going to do for Thanksgiving? How many of you love Thanksgiving? Because it's my favorite holiday. Out of all the holidays, I rank Thanksgiving as the first one, the best one. June says that's a cool train. And Shelby says it's 54 degrees and partly sunny today, completely normal weather today. Awesome. This is going to be a pain in the butt, man. Okay. All right. So I'm still pinning, and I'll be sewing here directly as soon as I finish pinning. I think that this Tree of Life looks like it's going to go together really nice, and the pattern is beautiful. Some of the quilt tops that I've already seen, oh my goodness. Has any of you seen the one called Hope? Oh my God, it's so beautiful. A lot of cool looking ones coming out of the colorways. And we might just mosey over to Cotton Cuts web Facebook group so you guys can see some of the that's actually a great idea. I'll share that with you. Okay.
You're sewing.
Yep, I can sew and show at the same time. You know what I mean? And I do need to check and see if Teresa's. Nope, no Teresa. Okay. June says, I like Thanksgiving because I like to eat turkey.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
There'll be lots of turkeys going into people's bellies soon. So tell me what sweets y'all like to make for Turkey Day. What is your favorite sweet stuff? And I'm pretty sure that most of you make more than one sweet thing. I know I always made 4, sometimes 5. And that's a memory that I've made with my kids that they have never forgot about. You've heard me talk about it before. So what sweet things do you like to make for Thanksgiving? Thank you for sharing your glaciers. I enjoy watching. Thank you for watching, June. I was concerned people didn't. It seems like people are starting to watch those videos more and more these days. It's finally the movement of those videos because you guys, there's nothing like it. I mean, it's so hard to even articulate what it's like when you're sitting on a boat, seeing it up close and personal. Shelby says she's not much into sweets. My mom and I would always make pumpkin pie and apple pie. Yeah, my kids love pumpkin pie. Now I don't eat pumpkin pie, but I love making it. And the smell of pumpkin pie fills the house. It's so yummy. It smells so yummy, but I cannot eat it. And I would make myself a cherry pie because I was the only one that would eat the cherry pie for the most part. And I could eat several cherry pies if I had the chance. Lori says candied yams. Yeah, I don't eat those either. Look at here. Pat says candied sweet potatoes and pumpkin pie. See, that's why I can't eat yams because they taste too close to pumpkin. And Denise says Butterball has a turkey that can be cooked from frozen. Really? I'm interested in trying that. Sweet potato pie, ambrosia salad. Interesting. I don't know how you could do that from frozen to, unless it's already pre-cooked. You'll have to tell me how it goes when you try it out. Because I've never heard of that. This week I am going to make an Italian cream cake, I think. Or actually, I think what I really want to make first is a chocolate pound cake. Because we've been eating cinnamon nut bread for the last couple weeks, haven't we, honey? And Nikolai's not complaining about it. But I think I want to make something chocolate.
Still alive. So
Yeah,
far,
I'm not dead yet. We went by the one store where they usually start putting out Christmas things and different items, and you can see that they've received quite a bit of stuff that's not unpacked yet. And I was kind of hoping to see what they were going to be offering.
I wonder if the stores in the US ought to start showing the Christmas.
Probably. They probably had them out before Halloween even got started.
Just starting showing them now here.
Denise says 30 degrees is crazy. I can't even imagine being in that temperature anymore. It's not that cold, y'all. I'm a Florida girl and I'm telling you, it's not that cold. It's only cold when the wind blows. But when there's snow on the ground, and we have about, what, 2, maybe 3 inches of snow on the ground right now. And so it feels warm outside. Nora's been a little grumpy because the snow we've been getting has been wet. And she does not, she don't mind plain dry snow, but she definitely minds the wet stuff. It's like she doesn't want to get her butt wet. Chocolate pound cake does sound good, June. I was thinking about sticking pecans in it too. Takes 5 eggs to make an old-fashioned chocolate pound cake. 5. I'm almost got all of these pinned where I can sew them. 1 more to go. No, 2 more to go because there's 8 of these. This one clue, you have to make 8 of these. Yeah, most of the time it's low humidity. Now, the snow that fell this last time, which would be snowfall number 3, it was nice and wet and juicy. So the humidity was quite high. But normally it's dry snow. The lake is still not frozen either. I don't know that it's going to freeze anytime soon. Unless our temperature, we had one day about 4 or 5 days ago where the temperature was down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. And that was only one day it stayed that low, and that would be enough to start making the lake freeze. But it didn't. So Nikolai wants to know, for those of you who have been to the store recently, how many of the stores that you've been to has already got the Christmas stuff up? I told him I bet they had it up before Halloween even passed by. What's your answer? And don't forget to do the poll up top of the chat. How many of you have been to the store and witnessed that there's Christmas stuff up already? Sometimes I think there's like little critters in that freezer.
No.
Jane says so far they haven't had snow. Where is here at, June? Lori says all of them, honey.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas is the biggest thing of, yeah. The day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. And people are crazy on Black Friday when they go into stores. Sometimes they'll camp outside the stores until the doors open because of what the store is going to have on sale for Black Friday. Or it used to be like that. I don't know if it's still like that or not. June says some of them have had Christmas stuff since. Did you just write June? Really?
Yeah.
Gotta be kidding me. June's in northwestern Iowa. Christmas stuff in June? That's shocking.
I am early, to be honest. Pardon my language.
Talk about, or that's 6 months early. Some stores in South Carolina, let me try that again. John, hey, John. John says some stores here in Central California had stuff up in August. Pat says all of the stores. I don't get out much, but seeing Christmas in September is crazy. And June says, yes, no lie on it being there in June. Oh my goodness. And around to it, honey, around to it, what is your first name? You might have already told me, but I kind of forgot. She says in Calgary, Canada, we had a bit of snow a week or so ago. Right now it is very cool, a very cool fall day. Cool. June says Hobby Lobby always. And around to us, the snow only lasted a day. So yeah, we've only got a couple inches of snow, but the mountain looks totally white right now, which is kind of cool. Because we haven't seen it that white in a long time. I mean, the snow never stays. Denise says, hey Denise. She says Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween all together in September, August, and it doesn't bother her. The Mouse's House place started what? The Mouse's House place started a Christmas commercial last week. Hallmark is playing Christmas movies. That's too funny. Getting earlier and earlier, sounds like.
Crazy.
Crazy. Oh my gosh, that song just popped in my brain. All right, one more to pin. After I sew these clues together, I'll show you one of them. And then we're going to mosey over to Cotton Cut real quick, the Facebook group. And we're going to look at all of the finished PMQ quilt tops that's already been posted over there. I think that would be fun for y'all to see. Okay, hi Shirley. Thank you for telling me. Now maybe I can remember that. It's too funny with me. You know, I understand that this is like a syndrome or something, but I'm one of those people that can remember faces. I can't remember your name unless I talk to you on a regular basis. And I've always been that way, but yet I can remember phone numbers that are 50 years old. Go figure. I used to know the social security number of my husband and all of my kids without having to look them up. I still know his, but the kid, and I know 2 of the 3 kids' social security numbers still. And I know Nikolai's social security number, but not hard when because of the way they set our numbers up over here in Greenland. The Mouse's House is the rodent with big ears and girlfriend named Minnie. Didn't know if writing actual name would be blocked, but thus the spaces in between some words. Oh, I don't know if there's a restriction on saying Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse or not. I don't understand why that would be. Some new rule I don't know about. That's interesting. Now, all of y'all, I never bring politics into my channel, but if you haven't done it yet, please go vote. And that's all I'm going to say about it. The rest of it, I'm not saying nothing else about it. The only other thing I'll have to say is everybody needs to treat everybody like they love them. I try to keep politics and religion out of my channel. That way no one gets hurt feelings. It's better to do it that way. We can all be kind without having to discuss any of it. And I appreciate all of you who have supported my channel this year. Can you believe that the end of the year is almost here already? I mean, just think of it. It was like yesterday when I was asking y'all to help me get to 1,000. Remember that? I mean, where did the time go? And my oldest granddaughter on the 17th of December is going to be a 13-year-old. I just can't believe it. And that means that in January, on our wedding anniversary, me and Nikolai will have been married 14 years. So we're getting closer to that 15-year mark. And then that'll be our first milestone. Well, no, second milestone, because 10 years is the first one. We get that 15 mark, and then the next one's going to be, let's get to that 20-year mark. Let's see if I can live long enough for that 20-year mark.
You will.
So what I'm doing is I'm just sewing 2 parts of this clue together now, which will be 4 parts of a clue. No, 8 parts of a clue, I'm sorry. Because there's actually 8 of these I have to sew. And I'm making sure that I don't cut off a point. So I'm sewing on the side that actually has the points, and I can see what I'm doing. But don't think I'm sewing over needles. I'm not. It may look that way, but I'm not. Any of you going to be giving any Christmas quilts to any family members for Christmas? Or are you going to be donating quilts for Christmas to people in need? Speaking of Christmas and people in need, I wanted to thank all of you who donated for Thomas and Blaze. They still need things, but he is so appreciative of everything that those of you who donated money or bought from his Amazon wish list. Because he does have an Amazon wish list of things they need. Right now, Blaze needs a jacket. He's grown out of the jacket he has right now. So he's in need of one of those. So we got to worry about doing that soon because, you know, Georgia gets chilly too, just like North Florida does. Okay, let me see what I missed. John, the boys are doing good. Thomas said that I don't know exactly the name of the housing authorities that put him in housing, him and Blaze in the small apartment that they're living in. But they paid him a visit the other day to inspect the premises. And Thomas got a compliment from the housing people. They said normally when they come, they mostly inspect to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the premises itself, that, you know, things that might need fixing or repairing or whatever. And Thomas showed them a few things that was wrong with the apartment itself. But one of the things both of the 2 people that were there said is they have never come into an apartment like this where it's housing people who were homeless that they're housing to keep them from being homeless. They have never seen it's such an immaculate apartment as Thomas and Blaze's. They were impressed. And I told, and Thomas has just always been a neat freak anyway. He always has. So I'm not shocked by the fact that he keeps it clean. You know, but it really made them happy to come into an apartment that wasn't a pigsty, as what they call it sometimes, or a total mess. But they're supposed to repair 2 inside doors and an outside door, so hopefully they'll get that done soon. But they're doing okay. Thomas has been seeing a vocational rehabilitation counselor, and the counselor and him went to a meeting with a warehouse. I started on the wrong side. They had a meeting with a see, Thomas's niche is loading and unloading of trucks or putting stock out on the floor or stocking shelves. That's his niche. And so they met with a warehouse company the other day. They had a meeting, and his counselor went with him to the meeting, and they met, and they sat down, and the guy interviewed Thomas, and they asked Thomas a lot of questions, and hopefully within a couple of weeks, maybe he'll get to start a job. So y'all keep that in your prayers that he gets to work soon, because that's the only thing holding anything up of, because he needs to work. We, all of us have to work. And I think it'll help with his mental health, having a job again, because he's been unemployed for a while now. And the longer you're unemployed, I don't know if you guys realize this, but the longer you are unemployed as a young man, the less employable you become, because employers, for whatever reason or another, see that you have this long, big gap in your employment history, and because of that, they won't hire you because of it. And I think that that's being biased, from my opinion. But so he does. That's what they're working on. They're the counselor is also helping him learn how to interview better, because interviewing is hard for Thomas. And because Thomas doesn't talk a lot, especially to strangers. And when he works, he's not a big talker anyway. He goes to work and he works. Does his job. He's never late for work. He never misses out on work. He's always, that's been his work ethic to do right at work. And I know I missed a bunch of stuff just now. Okay, let me back up. All right. Shirley says, laugh out loud, no problem. I am the perfectionist on YouTube that loves foundation paper piecing. Yep, I like doing it, but I am not good at it yet. And June says she already voted on the poll. Already did a vote last week. Oh, well, there's a vote this week now. Nancy says hi, and hello, Nancy. Katy. John, I answered John's question. So anyway, and Blaze is doing really good, y'all. He's had no problems at school. He ain't been in trouble. He's not been in trouble on the bus. They finally figured out how to moderate his medicine so that he wasn't having a drop off in the afternoon times like he was having. So the medicine's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So he's doing really, really good. So I'm really happy to hear that. Hello, Campbell's Creation and Learning. Nice to see you. Hello, Katy. I would love to find out some tall spool. I would love to find some tall spools of Glide 60 threads under the Christmas tree. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Then she says, I'm donating to the homeless here in town. And hello, June. Or June says hi to Miss Ellen. Who's Miss Ellen? Hello, Deb S. And Deb S says hi to you too, honey.
Hi.
All right. What else did I miss? Okay, so that's where we are. Hey, Jackie, welcome, welcome. Yep. So, yeah, that's where he's at right now. They still have things that they need. They still don't have a dining table to eat at. They need a space heater of some kind that doesn't have lead in it to heat the little apartment, because it doesn't have heating right now. And Thomas did talk to the housing thing, and they told him that he would just have to find a way to get a space heater. So that was not a very good answer to get. But so we'll have to work around that. But yeah, everything's going okay. I'm just happy and thankful, and I feel blessed that they finally got my two boys off the streets. Especially the 8-year-old. Ain't that right, baby?
Yes.
Because it was very hard for me sitting over here in Greenland knowing what was going on over there. And the only reason we haven't brought them to Greenland is because we have a what you call a roadblock when it comes to Blaze. We don't know where Blaze's mother is. No one knows where his mother is. And we need her to sign off on either. Normally, both parents have to sign for a passport for a child to travel. In this situation where she doesn't have parental rights to any of the kids, even though Blaze didn't have to go through the court system with Thomas for that to happen, because DCF turned him over to his daddy when they removed all the kids from her. We still have to legally go through the court system to file for a full custody thing where Thomas can travel outside of the country if he wants to with his son. So we are still going to continue to deal with that situation so that he does have total custody via the court system. That way, if he ever does want to even come for a visit, he will be able to take his son over here or bring his son over here for a visit, you know, if we fly him over here. And things are going to get easier to fly back and forth between Greenland and the United States starting in June of next year. Every week, there'll be 2 flights through United Airlines that will go from Newark, New Jersey to Nuuk, Greenland. And that's about a 4-hour flight instead of the 9 that we're used to flying. So you and the other quilty lady that's called, oh, she calls herself Auntie Ellen. That's what it is. That's why I got confused. Sorry about that, Ellen. That's why I got confused, because I thought, never mind what I thought. Like I said, I'm terrible with names at times. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'll press one of these so you can see what it looks like. And then we're going to go do a little virtual tour over to Facebook. So you can see these quilts that's already started posting today from the Cotton Cuts, Tree of Life, Puzzle Mystery quilt along. Because Friday was the reveal and today we sewed together, all of us. And yeah, that's where we are on that. All right, let me press this real quick. Where are you at on your train, baby?
Building on the last part of the house.
Okay.
That's part of the car.
Part of the car?
Yep.
Okay. All right, let me get this pressed real quick.
I have a little boo-boo with it.
Did you get it fixed?
I'm fixing it now. Misplaced some parts a different way.
Thank you for saying that, Miss Ellie. I wouldn't have known that. Miss Ellen, sorry. Golly. I didn't realize both of you had the same first name. Okay, so I had to make 8 of these. And this is for the Tree of Life Secret Garden. Okay, let me go find the Facebook group. Hang on a minute while I do this. And we'll do a little virtual tour of some quilts. I need to close a bunch of windows though. All right, let's see here. Cotton Cuts group. Go there. And the all media. Okay, all right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Please don't be blurry. That looks like a blurry picture though. They all do. Why? Oh, okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I won't be able to see the chat for a few minutes, okay? And I'm going to share the screen so I can show you what's already come across Cotton Cuts of the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Tree of Life. I don't know the names of all of the different colorways, so forgive me for that. I didn't think to write the names of all the colorways, come to think of it. I have to look at Zoom, and I need to share a screen. Okay. Share screen. All right. Okay. Can all of you let me know if you can see this? Honey, can you look at the chat and see if, or can you even see chat?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know that. Wait a minute. I might see the chat at the same time, but it's going to disappear. Everybody let me know if you can see what's on the screen that looks like a quilt top. I love gardening. It's my superpower, Miss Ellie. Miss Ellen, sorry. Okay, she sees it. Everybody else? Yep. Okay. All right. Let's stroll through and let's have a little fun and let's see what everybody's already posted that's finished it. I do know that this one here is made from Total Boutiques and it was called, oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of it. And it doesn't have a name on it. So anyway, this is what has been being posted today. That's not Tree of Life. That is something else. That looks like last one. Uh-oh. Might have to skip through some of it. Yep, here's the next one. Wow. That's the Secret Garden one, y'all. That's the one I'm working on right now. Honey, look at this. This is what mine's going to look like. You see that? That is a bright, happy quilt top. Right up my alley. And here's another one. This one, let's see, does it say what it's called? Nope. Oh, small. Okay, this one's called Small Chestnut. Let me go back a minute. Let me see that other one. Nope, that didn't have a name on. Okay. So this one's called Secret Garden. And this is a small. I'm doing a large. This is a large. Nope, small. This is a small chestnut. This one is small redwood. Krista did a super job on that. Wow. This one, still no name, but this is the large. That's what the larger one looks like. I think it's called Serenity, if I remember right. This one is small redwood, Tree of Life. This one doesn't. This one's called Tranquil, and it looks like a small. This one is, that looks like Serenity of a small. That's probably the small Serenity. Then there's this one, and this one is called Moonlit. Look at how light it is. This is a large. Then we have this one. This is a large also, but there's not a name on this one. And this one was actually finished, you guys. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Wow. And this is, oh, this is Elizabeth's quilt. She does goody good. She's a quilter. And look what she put on the back. She put polar bear fabric on the back. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh. This is from the big reveal from Friday, and it happens to be Robin. She works for Cotton Cuts, but this is the small of a PMQ. Can't remember the name of this one. I think it's Moonlit. And this one is, let's see if it says what the name of it is. I can't remember what the name of this one's called, but this is also a small. I think it looks more like a large. Oh, it's a small. It's a 60 by 60. This is the large, and this is called Radiant. So this one that we just looked at, nope, that's not the Radiance. Look at there. Isn't that beautiful? Very cool, huh? I don't have a way of separating out the stuff because it's not my group. So as you can see, we got 2 PMQs that was going on at the same time. Wild West, which is in its early stages, and we were just finishing up with, oh, those are trolls. Oh, not trolls. Oh, what are those called? I don't know why I said troll. Anyway, those are pretty. That looks like all of the PMQs, finished PMQs so far. So probably tomorrow and the next few days, we are going to see a lot more being posted. You're supposed to close. Why aren't you closing? Let me go check one more time before we disappear out of there. All right. Let me see if any new one's been posted. Yep, I think this was the first one I showed you. Yep. Okay, so that's where we are on that. So I'll go ahead and stop. All right. So what did you guys think about that, huh? Did y'all like the ones you saw so far? And if you can remember, which one did you like? Even though I'm not so good on the names of them yet. All right. Gnomes. Yep, that's what they were called. Sometimes I call them trolls. I don't know why. It's kind of hilarious. Yeah, the mummy was very cool. You're right. I don't know who did that one, but it was neat. Yeah. So, okay. What I'm going to do now is I have finished clue 2 of my tree of life. I just need to press them and take a picture of them. So I'm going to set those aside. And we are going to go ahead and start on clue 3. So seeing how we're talking about this, I don't know how many of you guys know this. Let me pin myself. All right. So I'm doing 2 of the Tree of Life. I'm doing the Secret Garden, and I'm also doing Hope. But the Hope one I'm doing month to month. So I don't have all the pieces yet. On my Tree of Life, I finished quilting that, or finished making that quilt that I made that I sold to someone in Sissymoot, right? Or Manasok. Manasok. Okay, yeah, he lives in Manasok. I sold a quilt. And I took the money I made from the quilt and bought the whole kit. And Candace says, hello, honey. So in a box, these full kits come with everything already kitted up. The only thing you don't get in the box is the clues, because the clues are issued month to month. So I would get emailed a clue and I'll print it out. So what I'm going to do now is, and you can see they're all kitted up nice and neatly. There's no way for you to lose them, hopefully. And we're going to start on clue 3. And clue 10 looks like this. It has the borders and everything along with the binding. Now I ordered, or I paid for 3 oops kits. I don't know if y'all are familiar with what an oops kit is. But I'll show you what an oops kit looks like. So an oops kit is in case you accidentally mess up some triangles or whatever. These are fat eighths. And you'll get a whole fat eighth kit of all the colorway of your PMQ that you're doing. And you can make triangles and if you don't want to wait, you want to hurry up and get something done, this is your backup plan. Especially for people who live in another country, this is easier for us because if we're missing a piece, it's easier just to take this out, cut the piece out, and get on with things instead of waiting. For me, it would take maybe up to 6 weeks before I see something, sometimes longer. So I really like to. Now I will have leftover. I've only used one piece out of one of my oops kits so far. So when I'm done at the end with my quilt top, I'm going to make blocks that'll go on the back out of these. Or I'm seriously considering making a pillowcase and then lining the pillowcase and use these as the outside. You know, make pieced blocks and put it on the outside or piece the block together as far as I can go with the blocks. If it's big enough for almost a whole pillowcase, and then line the pillowcase with another part of a fabric, and then close it up like you normally would like a burrito, and then that will be where I store my quilt, because I'll store my quilt inside the pillowcase. So that's what I think I'm going to do with that. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to start on clue 3. And I have to look for my printed copy of clue 3. And this is what the clues look like, in case you've never done one. You get a clue like this every month for 10 months. And the 10th month, you get the final how to put all of your clues. It's 4 pages usually. And I'll show you what each page looks like. And I printed them front to back because I like to save paper here. And then it walks you through what to do on each section. And on these sections here, when you're doing month to month, on like this one will have 2 sections to this clue. So you'll have section 3A, section 3B. And it'll tell you to label your clue 3A and 3B. And you should label all those pieces that this one will have 2. So it'll have 2 3B. You want to label both of them 3B, each one. Same thing with 3A. There is 2. So you would put 3A on both of them. And the reason they're having you label that is when you start these instructions, you see how it shows the labels on each of the pieces. This is how you walk yourself through putting the clues together. And that's how you do it. And by labeling it, you don't get confused, because when I first started this out, I was very new to the PMQ and I didn't understand. I didn't realize it was very important to label those pieces. So I had just kept putting them in a box. I was putting the instructions in the box with them, but I wasn't labeling them. And then when I got the final instructions on how to put it together, I got confused because I didn't have everything labeled properly. And because I didn't do that, it made it twice as hard on me. I mean, of course I got it together like it was supposed to, but if you want it to go smoothly and without any stress, this is the way to go, labeling. Okay. So let's get started on number 3. First thing I usually like to do when I'm taking a clue out, I put them on a design board. I also have alphabets that I put on there. And this is your color guide. This tells you what A, B, C, D, E, and F, and G are. This one goes all the way up to G, and G is the binding. Thank you so much, Miss Ellen. So that's how you know to label them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the bag, and we're going to go ahead and lay them out. Now, sometimes there might be rectangles in here, and you might want to press them before you start labeling them. And you can do that, and that's okay. You do what you do with these is you do you. If you don't want to label them, with the alphabetities, you don't have to. I do it because I am easy to be confused. It's
Easy to distract.
it's more like easy to be distracted. That's what Nikolai said. I get distracted very easy, and it wouldn't take much for me to have a train wreck. And he knows that, and I know that, and it's not, that doesn't make me a bad person that I get distracted so easily. What Shelby said, that's carnival. Yep, I couldn't think of the name of it. And the other thing is when I get tired, I have difficulty. Have you ever had the saying where you think of something and you know what the name of something is, and it's right on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't spit it out of your mouth? That's how I get sometimes, especially when I'm tired. Okay, so these are all pre-cut, die cut pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. This is A, and I'm going to put it over here on my design board. I'll put all of my A pieces in the same row. So we have more triangles, F triangles. Then we have a square. So I'm going to put that up above it. And then I'll look through here if there's no more. So that's A. B is going to be, let's see if I have any small pieces of B. I don't. So I'll go through here and look for more B. And this is only B I have. This is a bigger triangle, and it will go next to A. And I'll show you how I've laid it out in a minute. No rectangles of this, I don't think. Okay, now we're going to look for C, which is the big flower. Yeah, the big flowers. This is very easy. This is B. No, C, I'm sorry. This is C. You see, it's got big flowers. But also, look at here. If you're not paying attention, see how close this looks? If I turn this around, you would swear that this was the same. It isn't. This is C. This is F. Now you understand why I label, because I could easily use this by mistake in the wrong place. Okay, Nikolai wants to show the train. You want me to spotlight you? All right, hold on a minute. And we'll go back to this when he's done. All right, he's going to show you his Christmas train. There you go.
Look like that. That way it will be like.
The lighting is really bad, huh? There's like a darkness. Yeah. So that's his Christmas train. Shelby says a pillowcase to match your quilt is a great idea. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's his Christmas train. What's the next thing you got to work on?
There's house.
Want to show them the book?
Yeah.
Picture of the book?
This is the next one. Next project for now.
So he's going to be making up the Christmas stuff, and maybe I'll think about putting the Christmas tree up this go around. With little one here, I think we could get the tree up. What do you think?
Oh.
Okay, so anyway, back to what I was talking about now. And I'm going to spotlight myself again so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. You see how close these two look the same? And if you weren't paying attention, you could easily use this in the wrong place. So this is why I always put letter labels on my pieces so I don't get confused, because I am easily distracted and easily can get confused. So this is C and this is F. So let's put C down next. And then let's do, I'm not going to put F on there yet. Now E, I didn't get an E. And E is this green color right here. That's E. So there is no E in this kit, this clue. So we're going to skip E and move to F, which is this one. And I'm going to put it on my design board, and then I'll show you how I'll label them. Okay. The next one, no, we don't need F yet. I don't know why I jumped to F. So C, we need D. D is this. Ellen says, nice train. She really likes it. Pat likes the train. She loves it. And June says, awesome train. All right, so let's go ahead and get D on the board. We also have D in a square, small triangle, and we have D in a rectangle as well. We also have A in a rectangle. And that leaves, now I have to look at this really close to make sure that, this is, see how easy it is to confuse this with F. If you're not really paying attention, this is actually C. And how I know that is because look here, there is some big flowers in here. If I can get my finger around it. See, it has big flowers. So this is actually C. So I will put these over by the other C's. All right. Okay, now, and this is F. Okay, now, see how I have them laid out on my board? And what I'll do, now I would already put these on here, but they will slide off because they don't have traction on the, they're slippery. See how they slide? But you get the idea. I'll be putting one of these on where they belong. And that's how I'll leave it as I'm sewing it along. I love the color of the fabric too, Shelby. It's really pretty. I wasn't sure about that mustard yellow, but it's working, especially after I saw someone with a finished one. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is label these now so I don't get confused. Yeah, unless he distracts me. That's right. Or Nora distracts me because she's over here licking my leg with her cold tongue. She's been outside, hasn't she?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet?
But I have feathers.
Oh, that's why she got a cold tongue. Mm. Did you feed her the whole duck?
Yep.
What else did you give her?
Treats.
All right, let's see. F. Bear with me here while I label this real quick. C.
Yeah.
That's C. All right. Okay, now I have them labeled. And I definitely use these a lot. You know what I wished about these? Now I started putting I know you can't see this on the back of here. So you know those little rubber things that you can put on the bottom of your ruler so it's supposed to stop your ruler from sliding? I'm test running that idea on the back of these alphabeties. And it helps a little bit as so that when you're tilting the board, it doesn't slide as quickly, but it still slides off. But I was thinking maybe if these had felt on the back of them or flannel, they might not slide off the fabric so easily. What do y'all think about that? Putting felt or putting felt on the back of them, cutting little squares because they look like about the size of a 1 inch. Okay, let me backtrack here. Thank you, Ellen, for the $1.99. Thank you so much. You joined as a member, right? Is that what that's for? Or is that a super chat? It doesn't say. But thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. That's probably the first, maybe the second time I've seen that on the live. Okay, let's get sewing. All right. Also, let's take a quick peek, or flannel like June says. That's right. All right. First off, let me read everything everybody said. Hey, Lisa, how are you? He says, just stopping in for a minute to show some love. We'll watch the replay. Hit the like button. Yes, please do. I need all the help I can get. Shelby says, I have that happen all the time, Katy, or I can remember the first letter, but not the whole word. Yeah, it's crazy. So I told Nikolai, there's times when I feel like I'm senile or something because I can't spit out a word, but it's sitting in my brain, but it won't come off my tongue. It's very strange. But I've always been that way. I mean, especially if I get really, really tired. It's just the older I get, the worse it gets. It's scary to me. All right. Nikolai's train looks really cool, Shelby says.
You know,
He says, thank you. Super chat. Thank you so much, Miss Ellen. All right, let's go ahead and start sewing. So the directions are going to tell us, this is the front. And these are the pieces that we're going to be making right here. And down here, it tells you how many of each of these shapes that you should have in the kit. All right, and then on the back, it starts you with section 3-1 or 3A. Now, what I like to do is I'll scan through the whole thing first. And then everywhere that I can chain piece, I chain piece. And as long as I keep it in the order that I'm chain piecing, then I don't get myself confused. So that's what we're going to do here, is probably chain piece part of it. All right, so first off, it wants us to take B, which is this one, and it says it's calling for 2. And I believe there's only 2 here. So there's only 2 here. And then it wants us to grab 4 A's, because we're going to make flying geese. And I love the one, I'm not a flying geese kind of fan, but with these die cuts, they make life easy when it comes to flying geese. All you got to do is make sure you're not pulling on the bias. Never, ever pull. This stretches right here. This is the bias. And if you pull on it, you stretch it. So when you're sewing onto other places with the bias, you could pin it on there, or you can do what some people do. They don't even use pins. Now, since this has not been messed with yet, I won't use pins to begin with, but as I progress through the progress of sewing the clues together, then I will start pinning, because we know that fabric stretches even when it's going through your machine. The feed dogs are pulling on it as well. So that's why you want to be easy with these. So we're going to need 4 of these. Yeah, 4 of these, because we're making 2 flying geese with clue B. So let's go ahead and pull out 4, which I did, and we'll put these back. Put your trusty little alphabet back on it, and let's go ahead and sew this first. You're going to take this and your B, and you're just going to line up. You see how they've already clipped off the flat end or the dog ear off of here, and you don't have that dog ear up here either. I don't know if you can see that or not. And you just need to line it up where each end is even with each other. You don't have to get crazy or nothing like that. See? It's all lined up. And then I like to start at this end. Maybe it doesn't make a difference, but I've discovered that sometimes when you start at the smaller end, for whatever reason, every now and then you get a scrunch up with the needle. A lot of times I don't see it happening so much on the bigger end, if that makes any sense. What time is it, honey? So we have, we started at 7:30, 8:30, so yeah, 30 more minutes. Wow. I mean, unless you want to run longer. I don't know. Let's see where we go with this. How many of you are up for more than 2 hours of this? Because if you don't want to go 2 hours, or past 2 hours, we won't. I know that I haven't done as many lives lately. I'm kind of, I talked a little bit about it the last time I had a live. I was having a bit of a difficulty with my brain.
Well, there's one thing I can do with that one is I can open up her brain, I'll open up her skull, turn her spoon and deep.
Yeah. You are so funny. It's hard to shut out what's going on in the world, and I've been having trouble with that. And then worrying about your children on top of it. Sometimes it's too much, you guys. And lately it's been too much. I will be glad. I hope things will settle down after this month. I hope. maybe I should wait and say that till after January the 6th, right, honey?
Yeah.
I think after January the 6th, maybe things will settle down for a while. I hope. Okay, so now I've sewn I've sewn on the left side of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finger press first, and then I'm going to go over to the iron and press it gently. And I will be pressing my seams open. Now, in the direction, let's see here. It should tell it, there's somewhere here it tells you where to press them at. You will be making 2 sections of 3A. Yep. Actually, I don't see anything about which way to press it. Okay, so it hasn't been mentioned in this part of the instructions, but a lot of times it'll mention which way to press it. I'm going to press it with the seams open. Thank you, Ellen. It's just I'm just going through a rough patch. There's nothing wrong with my marriage. I'm not unhappy. I'm depressed. Let's put it out there. I'm depressed. And some people are like, what do you got to be depressed about? I'm sorry, but your brain has chemicals, and sometimes things, stress and worry and all of the toxicity going on in our world right now, all of that, especially someone as sensitive as I am because of my past, I'm vulnerable to it. And there's no way I don't know how to shut off this stuff. That, I just don't know how to do it. So, that's what's going on with me right now. And even Nikolai will tell you, it's been a rough patch for me right now. I'm just having a hard time. Babe, have you seen my... Uh-oh, where's my seam roller? Yeah, where is my seam roller? My little... That's not good. Okay, I'm just going to go over to the...
Right behind you.
Oh, there it is. I was looking for this. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and go ahead and press it open, or press the top. Just like that. And I'll do the same thing with this one, the second one. Because what I'm trying not to do is I don't want to be pulling on it too much. And then I'll turn it over, both of them. And I'll go ahead and use my seam roller and press it open. See? Do the same thing with the second one. All right. And it's there. So I'm just going to add a little heat. Miss Ellen, did you get my email I sent you earlier? I sent you an email just in case. Hello there. I think your name is Kevin, right? Super chat. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So now this is what one side of it looks like. So we had to make 2 of these. So here's the second one. Now what I'm going to do. What's it saying? Both of them are kicked off. Uh-oh, that can't be good. I'm not... Oh, no. It's showing... Oh, okay. See if you can log back on. That's strange. The camera over here showing up, the other one's still here, but not... I don't know what happened to my Zoom. Can you guys see me? Hello? Okay, she got it. So everybody can still see me, right? Just not the rest of my stuff? I don't know what happened to my Zoom. That's weird. Okay, let me see if I can figure it out. Hold on a minute. Bear with me, you guys. We are having technical difficulties. All right. Well, now I can see you again. At least that's what it looks like. Looks like all three of us are here now. That's interesting. Okay. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. I don't know what just happened. That was a weird glitch. Okay. I see you, but only one. Thank you. Okay. Let me backtrack because I missed something. Hey, Andrea, welcome, welcome. And welcome, I think Kevin's your name, right? Tuber chat. Thank you for sharing. All right. Okay. All right, all three cameras are back. Good. All right, now that I got distracted by that. So now what I got to do is we're going to join another half triangle on the other side of this half triangle, which will make the flying geese. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay? So I'm doing two of them, like I said. So let's do the first one first. And see how I press the seams open on the back? That's how the back will look. Okay. Thank you for coming, Tuber Chat. So Tuber Chat is a channel that works with small channels like me. And he helps these channels grow by promoting them. And so I've been in and out of his chat over the last few weeks, getting to know all the other YouTubers in there that are small channels like me. And he's been giving a lot of great advice on ways that you can help build your channel and make it better, you know, or help it to grow. Because the idea is to help make it grow. That's the biggest thing, is to make it grow. I'm not trying to shoot for 100,000, but I do want to be a little bit bigger so that the channel is more established, so that I don't have to worry too much about it. And by meeting other people who have smaller channels, that's not necessarily just part of quilting, but part of everyday, all the different kinds of things that people do. I've met a few crocheters in his chat. There's some homesteaders, which I love following homesteaders. So I've come to know some new ones that I didn't know before. And, you know, it's great to make new friends to help your channel grow. And since I have a side of my channel that's Greenland, it's a good way to expose the part of Greenland that's not getting enough exposure like it needs to. And the reason I chose not to do two different channels is because it's too hard. And since I live here and I quilt, I don't see the point in separating the two. Okay, sorry about that little glitch. I don't know what happened. All right, let me see what I missed. Yeah, he came in and shared you guys stuff. Yep, cool, cool. Thank you, thank you. All right. All right. I was about to mention about the poll. Okay, so the question was, and if you haven't done the poll, go ahead and do it because I'll revisit it in about 15 more minutes. What would you like to find under the tree for Christmas? And I put fabric, a sewing machine, notions, or sewing furniture. So here's the percentage. There is a tie. Wow, honey. There is a tie between fabric for 32% and sewing furniture. That is too funny. 29% is sewing machines and only 7% is notions. So we all know where the top three are: fabric, sewing machines, and sewing furniture. Wow, that's outstanding. Yeah, just go. It's Miss Ellen. It's a very fast moving chat, but just go in and you say hi to everybody, and ask questions if you want to. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you figure it out, it's not too bad. All right, now I've sewn it on. Let's finger press it and use my roller on it. And then I'll show you the flying geese. Flying geese. Mama J, Andrea, how are you doing? You got any new patterns needing testing soon? Or are you going to wait till after Christmas? I will hang on, let me see. Miss Ellen, let me share his channel link. Hold on a minute. I should have already did that and I didn't think of it. Hold on. That way you know how to find him. All right. Uber. Hello, everyone. My name is Katy, and welcome to. Okay, this is his channel that he came in to show the promotion on. All right, there you go, Miss Ellen. But it is fast moving, just forewarning you. It reminds me of when I used to do internet relay chat, because internet relay chat would move fast like that. And it was funny, he was talking about having been on social platforms for the last 30 plus years. And basically he said that he started out on social media that way. So that means he knows what IRC is too, because that's where a lot of us started out at.
That would go Merc or
Yeah, IRC was internet relay chat, and there was two apps you could use. You could either use Perch or you could use Merc. Perch was for people who were using Apple products, I think.
I think I have Merc.
We had Merc, yeah, we had MIRC.
That was long. I think I still have the code.
You probably do. I know I probably do somewhere on one of those hard drives.
That was long ago.
So long ago. Since 1994.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a lot. Do you realize 94, 2004, 2000? That's 40 years.
Yeah.
Just realized that is 40 years of being on the internet for me. Because I got my first computer in 1994, and the internet, the company I bought the computer from, also is who I bought my my internet access from. And he told me, he says the way to learn about the internet is to download MIRC, and he gave me instructions on how to do that, and then join the newbies channel and go in the newbies channel, and they will teach you how to navigate the internet. And it didn't take long. Within a couple years, I had my own web page. I was in multiple channels. I was learning how to edit graphics to make banners to go above my web page. I was using Corel Draw Suite to do that with. I still have Corel Draw because I really love that program. I learned how to do a lot of things that first like 10 or 15 years. And then I went to work for a place called can't remember the name of the company. that name escapes me because it's a weird name. Anyway, I worked for them for 2 years, and I worked, huh? No, that's who took over Yahoo. I can't remember the name of the company, but anyway, they provided Dell computer troubleshoot or dang it. I was a troubleshooter for Dell computers through this company, but it wasn't exactly through Dell. It was like a subcontractor for Dell. So for 2 years, I worked for this company. I would troubleshoot desktops and laptops. And I got quite good at it. And so I did that for about 2 years. And then while I was learning to do that, I was also learning the hardware of a computer. And that's when I knew what kind of computer I wanted and what kind of computer I didn't want. It was pretty interesting. And so I learned a lot of stuff between that and the internet. And then I started designing my own webpage, and I joined an online platform called GeoCities. And GeoCities had a large platform where you could build your own web pages, and you would set up in what they called neighborhoods. And these neighborhoods all had different names. And I think I'd had my web page for close to 2 years, and they sent out an email in our emails asking if there was anyone interested in doing volunteer work to go through neighborhoods of GeoCities to scan all these websites, not scan with some scanning software, with your eyes. And if you you did this as a voluntary person, but you had access to look at the web pages, and anyone who was breaking the TOS, we were supposed to report. And the things that was breaking TOS was posting nudity or violence against human beings. Let's see, what else was it? Selling things when it was a free website, because they had another part of GeoCities where you could put up paid sites. And that's where you were supposed to be. You weren't supposed to be selling things on the free end of it. So if you found anything like that, you were supposed to send an email back to GeoCities reporting that website, and then they would come in and send someone above you to have a better look. And if they thought that the person broke the TOS, they would deal with that person. They would either send them an email telling them they had such and such time to get this off their website, or they would completely can their website. Have a nice night, Ellen. And then I was, I think, 3 years in, and they gave all of us volunteers 3 shares of their stock from GeoCities. I like to fell over when that happened, because I really didn't understand what that really meant, other than that meant I was an owner in the company. The year after that, Yahoo merged with GeoCities. When that happened, our stock went from oh my gosh, I just had a brain fart. What stock? Yeah, 3. It was worth 3 pieces of stock. So when it went from 3 to 18, and then over another 5. Well, let's see, how long did I have it from? That would have been, see, I had got the stock in 96, and then I think in 2000 or either 1999 is when Yahoo merged with GeoCities, somewhere around that time frame. And so from that time until I moved here to Greenland, I had 24 pieces of stock and shares. That's the word I was looking for. I had 24 shares. Then Alitaba merged with Yahoo, and you know what they went and did? They liquidated all of our stock, all of it. So now, I when they liquidated it all of us, I mean, I'm sure some had more money, got more money than I did, but I had 24 shares. So I ended up with about close to $2,000 US out of it when that happened. But over the last or 5 years since the liquidation happened, I'm still getting these little tiny checks in the mail. There'll be a $25 check or an $8 check or a $15 check. And I'm not exactly of the understanding of what those are for, but I deposit them in my bank account and I use the money. So, and I don't know how many years that's going to go on. So that's how I came about all of it. All right, right now I'm doing C, which is the big flowers. And we are going to put on it D. And this is D. This is that cheddar color. So I'm going to pull out 4. And we're making more flying geese. I want some more of this fabric. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. All right, so I'm going to actually just sew on one side of each one first. Okay, did I miss anything? All right. Shelby says before they ever called it social media, laugh out loud. Yeah, it didn't used to be called social media. Do you remember what it was actually called, if anything? And then Ellen says, she says, thank you for, yeah, I don't know if Ellen's still here, but thank you for mentioning the thumbs up. Okay. And she said goodnight. Okay, and stock split. Yeah, I was hoping I didn't mess. I wish I had sold the stock and took the money that I was from selling the stock and bought stock into Disney or something. I probably would have made more money that way. And I don't know why I didn't think of that a long time ago, but I really don't know that much about how to mess with stock to begin with. And it's not like you have money to throw away on stock, you know. Do any of you own any stock in a company? I don't know if that's being nosy or not. You probably do from your job, huh? From your retirement? Well, I think that might be different than stock in a company. I need to change the iron cover on my ironing board, babe, because it's stirring up my asthma. Time to change it again. Seems like my asthma is better after I do that. Okay, what time is it now? We're getting close to that 2-hour mark, aren't we? Is everybody okay with what we're doing, or have you had enough? Let me know if you want to stay longer or not. I know my lives have been a little bit sporadic lately. Yeah. Okay, so I've added that side. Now I'm going to go ahead and press the seams open again. Okay. Let's go press these real quick. What? Window Village?
In winter.
Winter Village.
Yeah.
You think we might find it at the shop itself, baby?
This is the window village thing.
Isn't that what? Oh, I don't have it up there. It must be in a box.
Yeah.
Because didn't we buy me one too? Shelby says if you're still getting money quarterly, it sounds like you still own the stock and they're sending you a dividend. Maybe that's what they're doing. Hey, Lori. Hubby is home, no explanation necessary.
Is your hubby in the doghouse?
She's talking about you.
Ah, me.
Yeah. Yeah, he's home for a short time this time. He only gets to be home for 6 weeks, and we're on the 3rd week now, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's only got, oh my God, we only have 3 weeks left. No, that's too fast. We always go through this with me saying that, don't we,
Yeah.
babe?
Yeah.
It's too fast. Yeah, I'm getting some small amount of money. It's nothing to brag about. But it's money I didn't have to fork out. The blessing about, if you look at it as a blessing, the blessing about it is I never started out paying money on it to begin with. I just volunteered my time to go and be nosy and check people's web pages out and make sure they weren't breaking the rules. And I did it on my own time. And out of all the time, out of all the neighborhoods I went to scan to look at with my eyeballs, I think out of the hundreds of them I looked at, I think maybe out of them I might have found maybe 5 who were breaking the TOS. And the ones that were breaking the TOS were minor stuff. It was, one of them was trying to sell something, one of them had some nude pictures on there, and and the neighborhood that they were set up in was not for adults, it was for families. And yeah, that kind of thing. Because there's always somebody that thinks they can break the rules. It's kind of like if you put bad things on your YouTube channel and expect not to get caught, eventually you will. I'm not, but now they have a big supercomputer with an algorithm to root out the people who are breaking them. Back then, they had to use people's eyeballs. Look how far we've come, you guys. Isn't that crazy? Shelby, is your concerts going to be posted live on YouTube by any chance when it happens? For your Christmas, the one that you said you'll be doing soon? Will it be live or will it just be recorded and they post it? Yeah, AI detection, she said. Yep. Yep. Got all of that now to go read all that out. Okay, this is the next set of flying geese. So since these 2 pieces will look different, let me show you the other one since you saw that big flower in the middle of that one. Here's the other one. But these are both the same large flower line. Okay, so now we've done 2 of those. Now let's see what they want us to do next. And Shelby says, no, we don't broadcast our concerts. We don't pay for those kinds of license. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Now it wants us to sew. Let me show you. it wants us to sew B to the flying geese that have C. So they're going to look like this. Can you all see that okay? When I sew the first one together, I'll show it to you again, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. All right. I just want to make sure I don't get this goofed up. All right. One of the things you need to look out for is don't forget about your points. You don't want to sew over the point where you end up cutting it off. And I'm going to pin. This is when you're going to see me pinning a lot. Hello, Miss Ellen, or oh my gosh, Auntie Ellen. See, I get too confused. Oh my gosh. Welcome, welcome. It's nice to see you. I wonder. I don't know if I have you in the bot or not. If not, I'll go hunt your channel down. Her channel is Garden Quilts and Art Show. That's a mouthful. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to share. Looks like she's not in the bot. I need to fix that problem, but I'll do that later. All right, here is Auntie Ellen's channel. Y'all probably saw where I had interviewed her. If you go in my playlist and you look for podcast, you'll find her in the podcast list. She says she's enjoying watching you and your Legos, honey.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pin these two flying geese together. I'm going to go ahead and pin both of them. And we'll get these sewn together. The one thing about these PMQs is you really don't have to stress out about, you know, some people say that they do scant 1/4 inch. I do a 1/4 inch. So basically what you need to remember is do you. And if you, as long as you stay consistent with what you're doing, along with don't change your machine right in the middle of doing it, because that does matter, actually, because I've done that. When my husband bought me a new machine, this new machine that I'm sewing on now, that I've been sewing on for the last 4 years, I went from a Singer Allen to this Janome 6700P. And it's a big change in how the seams are on both machines. So when I got ready to put that one PMQ that I built on that I was halfway through with on the Singer, and then I finished it on this machine, I discovered it was a little difficult making everything work together, but I got it done nonetheless. And, you know, it was worth the headache because I got my dream machine pretty much. I have never sewn. This machine is, I have nothing to complain about on this machine. I mean, I don't use all of what it's capable of doing because I need some extra pieces that I need to do that with. But outside of that, it's been a lovely machine. It's not loud, and that's what I love about it. When you're sewing on it, you don't need to wear earplugs because I don't like that high-pitched sound that some machines make. And I have really enjoyed it. So it's going to be fun trying to make a decision on which Janome, when we go in January, that I want to buy. If he lets me have the M8, I would be a happy camper. He's not saying anything. Are you?
We'll see.
I just cringe to think how much the M8 would cost in Denmark. If it's not bad, maybe we can do it. The M8 the reason I want an M8 and not the M17, y'all have seen the M17, I'm pretty sure somewhere. The Janome M17. The reason I don't care to have the M17 is it's a nice machine. Please don't get me wrong. It has everything a sewer could dream of on it. The problem is I don't care to have all of the embroidered part on it. I mean, I don't know that I would ever use that aspect of the machine. And part of the cost of that machine is because it has that ability to embroidery stuff on it. The M8, the neck is a little bit longer than my 6700P, and they put a stitch regulator on it, which means when I learn how to, because I still don't know how to free motion quilt yet, it has that regulator that helps with that problem when people are first learning to free motion quilt on a domestic machine. So that's why I've been looking at that more than I have the other, because I just, from my point of view, I can't justify paying twice the amount for an M17 versus what would be a little more than this one cost. Now this one I got a good deal on. I was lucky. I got this before the shutdown, and they had run a special on it. So I technically got this for $1,800 US. And if you go look at the current price of a 6700P, you'll discover it's 3,000 or more right now. Now, why? I don't know, because that's insane.
You were afraid of it for a long time too.
Yeah, then there's that. When I first got it, Nikolai and I took it out of the box and set it on the dining table. He sat on the dining table for 10 months because I was scared of it. Because when I looked at it, I'm like, uh-oh. And then one day I walked in the bedroom when he was on the computer and I said, you know, this is really ridiculous. And he says, what's ridiculous? That I'm not sewing on the new machine. He says, yeah, you have a point. I said, so you're agreeing with me? Yeah, but I said, so why haven't you said anything? He says, because I've been waiting for you to make the decision that you were ready. And so I said to him, let's do it. And we moved the singer off the table and put this big machine on there. Took me an hour and a half to learn how to thread it, because the tension knob is all different from a little cheapy Singer machine. So but when I sat down and sewed that first long seam stitch, I was like, oh my God, because it was quiet and it doesn't make that vibrating, you know, the little machine is making. It was like getting in a brand new Corvette, and the Corvette ran quiet, but it had power. That's what it reminded me of. So it really made me happy. And now I haven't turned back since. Okay. Let me see here. What did I miss? Looks like, oh, hey Susan, how are you? She's been watching on her phone, but the phone, but too small to text on. Hope all is having a good weekend. Yep, having a good weekend. How are you doing, Susan? Oh, what is the deal with this? Oh, I see what happened. I got, really? Okay, I have to fix this. I can't let that one go. Whoops, oopsie doops. Let's fix this. If I can see what I'm doing. The only thing that I have the biggest problem with now these days is I don't feel like I have enough light on the sewing machine bed. Now this has lots of lighting on it. It just doesn't seem like enough to me. And it's because my eyesight is giving me a lot of problems these days. Okay. Now I can go and rip that center seam out. Let's hope I can see it good enough to do that anyway. All right. So what I'm going to do is, what I did is I sewed the seam that needed to be where it was supposed to be at. And now I'm going to take my little seam ripper and rip that. I think I'll do that later. because I have 2 of these anyway. All right. Okay, so this is what it looks like with 2 of them sewn together. So let me go ahead and press this open with my fingers. And then I'm going to use my little seam roller. I've noticed with me since I started getting better and better at this, that I've been getting closer and closer to that point. And I don't know if it's because of my eyes that I've been doing that, but it looks like the point is caught in the seam when it's not. It's that close. It's like a thread away from being in the seam. How many of you have experienced that with points and think maybe you should not leave it like that? I think I want to leave that seam closed here. All right, that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to press this so y'all can have a good look at it. And we'll press it open. Change my mind. I am going to press it open because I think it'll matter. Okay. One more press. Turn it over. All right. So this is what it looks like now. We're supposed to make 2 of these, which I did, but I need to fix that other seam. I need to rip it out. This is how it looks. And it does look like the point is in there, but it's not. It's that close to the seam. I mean, right there on it. Okay, I'm gonna leave it that way. All right. Shirley says, I have to go. Thank you for an enjoyable evening. I am going to be celebrating my birthday on Monday, November the 4th. Hope it is okay to share. I will be doing a live. Ah, congratulations and happy birthday, Shirley. And what I will post the hang on, don't leave yet. Let me see if I can't share your channel link.
Happy birthday, Shirley.
And here is Shirley's channel link. There we go. Y'all visit her on Monday on her birthday. I know she will appreciate it. And going into the bushes to watch on TV so that I can rest my eyes. Talk to y'all later. That was Auntie Ellen leaving. Okay. Now then, I'm going to set this aside. And we are going to continue on. What time is it now, baby?
45.
Okay, so it's 9:45. We're going to go 15 more minutes and then I'm going to stop, you guys. All right, now what we need to do is we need to sew A. We need to make 2 of these with A. I'm pulling out 2. And the other part of it is going to be C, which is this color. The cheddar. No, that's wrong. That's D. This is the one we're going to use, the flower. Okay. Almost made a mistake. Okay, so let's get those sewn together. Going to make 2 of them. You're welcome, Shirley, and happy birthday, sweetie. What time is your live? Did she say what time it was? Nope, she didn't. What time is your live, Shirley? If you haven't left already. I think I want to chain stitch to speed things up a little bit. I know. I just want to make sure I don't get myself confused. Two p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, that would be 3, 4, 5. That's so she's 4 hours behind us. So it'd be 6 o'clock our time. Because right now the hours are weird. I don't know why they've done that, but it sure did goof me up. Everybody's probably, why did she go online early or later than usual? Because normally I do my lives at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today that didn't happen that way. Okay, I'll keep a lookout for it. All right, so I've done 2 of those. So I'm going to chain piece a little bit. So let's get 2 more A's and 2 D's. And we'll go ahead and sew them together. And let me look at the poll again. If you haven't done the poll, make sure you do the poll before you leave. Yeah, I haven't shut the poll down yet. I'm trying to. It's changed a little bit. Now it's still a tie though. Fabric and sewing furniture still are tying with each other. Isn't that hilarious? So it's 34% for fabric, 25% for the sewing machine, 6% for notions, and 34% for sewing furniture. So I'm not the only one that wants sewing furniture. But I only want something specific. I want one of those tables that goes up and down, or if I want to stand up and sew, I can. So since there's still some people in here, what do you want quilting wise based on the poll? What was your choice? What kind of sewing machine did you want, or what kind of fabric do you want, or what kind of sewing furniture do you want? Because those seem to be the highest poll ones with the highest percentage of on the poll. I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. Comments yet? Can you tell how many people are watching over there, buddy? No? Okay. Okay, baby. You're off again? No, I see you over here. You just can't see the channel. Gotcha. Let's see if I can see how many's watching. I usually don't bother to do that.
Well, the bus is done.
Oh, 17 it says. So you got the bus done?
Yep.
Want to show? Let me
I'll just go with it.
Screen. Yeah, I was gonna spotlight you. You can closer to the camera if you want.
This is the bus for the winter village vehicle.
That's gorgeous, honey. I like how they put presents even on the top. That's
There's
pretty darn cool.
and
If you go up to the camera, you can get closer with the camera.
there's a door here, and there's a driveway here too,
Lift it up. Yeah. There you go.
with 3 seaters.
Pat says that she would like a single stitch machine for piecing. Also on her list would be a long arm. Yeah, boy, I would love to have a long arm, but we have no space. She says she hasn't done that yet because of her age. She's 78. She's not sure how many years she could use it. Hey, as long as you're up and sewing. But the only reason I haven't asked for a long arm is because we do not have space in our tiny house for it. We would have to build an outside shed for one, I guess, or cottage, huh?
1 floor up.
Or we'll go upstairs one, build upward. If that happened, then that would be one heck of a sewing room and Lego room, honey.
Yep.
Then you could really set up your train. Pat says your Legos are awesome, honey.
Thank you, Pat.
And Shelby says, oh, Pat, take a look at the Rebel from Grace. It will do both if you get a frame for it. I would have to basically get rid of our sofa to get a long arm. That would be the only way I could swing a long arm in this house, right, honey? Is get rid of the sofa. I wonder how much a long arm in Denmark would cost anyway.
No problem.
Out of curiosity, you know, it wouldn't hurt to check and see.
Probably
If-
100 grand.
Probably 100 grand is right. Or at least 100, 150 grand. Probably as much as that UTV you and I want. And I think the UTV would probably win over the long arm. Okay, so here's the what I've sewn together. This had you sewing A to C. This is A to C. And this is A to C. No. Got it turned wrong. Okay. And this is A to D. Had to make 2 of those. Gonna set this aside. And then I'll set these also aside. And I think, let me see what time it is now. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
it's time to stop. Okay, does anyone have any questions you would like to ask me? And Pat says, I've been trying to find a dealer for Grace, but there doesn't seem to be one closer to her. Yeah, you know what the problem is for me? Is if I bought a long arm machine, and we ran into an obstacle where I couldn't get it to work, I would be totally screwed because there would be no one to work on it. As far as I know, I'm not sure who services all the machines at Great Greenland, and they have some really nice machines that they make all their stuff on. But they're the kind that they can sew leather and stuff with. And so I don't know who services and cleans those. So I wouldn't know if they could clean a long arm or not. I would be better to stick with a a domestic, and the bigger quilts, just send them off and let someone else quilt them for me. Okay, on the poll, I'm going to end the poll. So fabrics 34%, sewing machines 25%, notions is 6%, and the sewing furniture is 34%. I would like to know what sewing furniture someone is wanting. I can tell you what I want. I want a one of those flat desk that has the either the electromotor, or you can use the crank and you can make it go up and down. That way, if I want to stand up and sew, I can. The other thing I want is one of those IKEA cabinets that have the multiple drawers on them, and you can set your ironing station on top, and it has wheels underneath it. And it's a good size cabinet for storing rulers and thread and all kinds of things in. Hey, Pete, welcome. Are y'all in the United States? No, I live in Greenland. Me and my husband, who is working on Legos, we both live in South Greenland. That's what I want, is one of those. So when we go to Denmark in January, we're going to go by and visit IKEA and see what I can do about finding a way to ship one home, because they're not that expensive for the cabinet. I don't know about the table. The table might cost more. I don't know. Everyone else, tell each other where you're from. Where are y'all from? And Auntie Ellen says, depends on the long arm. She says, something with the frame is the most expensive. She used to be VP of the Carolina Long Arm Association in the States, and she sold machines. Repairs are expensive. Oh, she's in Connecticut now. Okay, yeah. All right, so Auntie Ellen is in Connecticut. And I'm from Florida. I lived in Florida from 1967 to 2011. I was born in Charleston, South Carolina. So that's the other state I lived in for till I guess I was a year old, maybe 2 years old, because my sister was born 9 months behind me. Not even that, I don't think, because we stay the same age, a month, 2 weeks, and 4 days, something like that. And then we lived in San Diego. So those three, California, South Carolina, and Florida, are the 3 states I actually lived in. Pat says she's in Delaware. I've never been to Delaware. What's Delaware? Is Delaware beautiful? I wonder if it has pretty fall color. John is in California. Are you in South, Mid, or North California, John? I have a daughter that lives in Hanford, California. A daughter and 2 granddaughters. And then I have a daughter and a granddaughter who lives in Florida. And I have a son and a grandson that lives in Georgia. No one else is going to say where they're from? Or where they live, I mean. Shelby is in Western Washington. You know what? I want to go see the mountains in Washington. Especially Mount Rainier. That mountain looks so cool from all the pictures and videos I've seen of it. Auntie Ellen says she was born in Connecticut, lived in Maryland, North Carolina, and California. John Harris says near Modesto. Hey, Judy from Georgia. How are you? She lives up the road from Thomas. Pat says, yes, the colors are beautiful right now. We are the first state, so a lot of history. Have you ever gone out and took pictures of all the fall color, Pat? I know if I lived there, I'd be out there with a camera every fall taking pictures. Yes, I know where you're at, Judy. That's right.
Just like the first day you were here taking iceberg pictures.
I haven't stopped taking iceberg pictures if you think about it.
No.
They're just not so many like they used to be. It's sad, kind of. Nicola, we have a funny joke about my iceberg pictures. When I first moved here, I moved here in August of 2011. And the next spring, I think it was June, wasn't it? That's when it used to be. No, it wasn't that early. It used to be June. It'd be right around the same time as the lake started to thaw. So when I first moved here in June, usually, I called it the Iceberg Parade. And we live, our town, the way our town is situated, we have a fjord that runs on two sides of it. Yeah, two sides of it. But we see most of one side of it, unless you get on top of the mountain and you can see the back side of it. So in June, there would be this parade of icebergs just floating by our town for at least 2 months. And I would be down there with my Canon camera taking pictures what I thought was early evening, every darn day, taking pictures of the iceberg. And my husband would call me and he says, "What are you doing?" Taking pictures of icebergs. And he says, "Do you have any idea what time it is?" No. He'd be calling, he always called me when he was off his shift. So that meant he would call me about between 1 and 1:30. So that meant I was down at the harbor, which was still broad daylight, you guys. And I would be taking pictures at 1:30 in the morning and have no idea it was 1:30 in the morning I was taking pictures. John says he lives 2 hours north of Hanford, honey.
Okay.
He lives I didn't realize Modesto was only 2 hours up the road. And we didn't even go to Modesto, did we?
No, we didn't.
I guess we haven't. That's something we need to do, is visit Modesto. Pat says, no, that was my hubby's hobby. He's no longer with us, and I'm not really a picture taker. Yeah, I've been taking pictures since I was probably 12 years old. I had a little 110 Instamatic camera, and that camera went with me everywhere just about. So I have filmed pictures where the pictures are like a yellow color because, you know, they fade over, they turn a weird color over time. Anything interesting in Modesto to see, John? That's worth stopping in Modesto to see? Y'all all should put Greenland on your bucket list and get over here before the ice cap is gone. Did you know that if all the ice melted in Greenland, that Greenland would look like an archipelago instead of the way it looks now? It would no longer be the largest island in the world, would it, babe? Yeah, if it turned into an archipelago. I wonder, that's interesting thought thinking about that. John's hair says not really nothing to see in Modesto. That's interesting. Do you know if there's any quilt? Well, you would know, you live there. How many quilt shops is in Modesto? Because we went to Fresno and we only found one. One in all of that big city. I was shocked. I'm trying to remember where I went to see the quilt show at. I'm not talking about the Sacramento one. I'm talking about the one with Lynn and Eric went with me. I think that one was in Fresno. It was a small quilt show, but it was a lot of fun. I got to mess with the long arm while I was there. Okay. I'm going to end the poll now. Oh, somebody answered the poll. There's more to the poll. Now it's 36% for fabric and 33% for sewing furniture, honey. 24% still sewing machine and 6% for Notion. Okay, I'm closing the poll now. Thank you for participating in my silly little poll. I'm going to have to come up with another poll that's a lot of fun. Maybe I can make 2 or 3 polls during a live. All right. Okay, here's the plan of attack, you guys. Like I said, Some of you weren't here earlier, so I'm going to mention it again now. Here's my plan. In about 2 weeks, we are going to have a live video, me and Nikolai. It's not going to be the usual sewing kind of video. It is going to be about my moving to Greenland, because a lot of people have asked for this. They want to know what it was like moving from Florida to Greenland, what it's like to live here to start with, and how has that changed over time. We're going to talk about history of Greenland, especially when it relates to the United States. We're going to talk about the Inuit culture, Inuit folklore, the whole thing. We're going to talk about a lot of it. I don't know how much of it we'll be able to cover in one live, but I'm hoping we'll be able to cover a lot. You know, I have some books that I'll be taking pictures of, and hopefully I can find the links for all of them, so that if anyone's interested in buying some of the books in English, because they are in English, believe it or not, some of them. And some of it talks about the Vikings, talks about Mother of the Sea, talks about the boy whose parents died in a village and he was an orphan, and how he ended up with a polar bear. There's all kinds of cool stories, and Nikolai's going to tell the Kivitok story and what that is. It's told every generation, so you'll be surprised. It kind of reminds me of Friday the 13th almost. It's pretty funny. A lot of Greenlanders do believe in ghosts, believe it or not. And so there's a lot to share, and I'm hoping that y'all will find it informative as well as fun. So when I get the links posted, what I need for you guys to do, if you have any Greenland questions about Greenland or about why I moved, some of you have probably watched our love story video of how we come together. But if you have further questions you want to ask about that, you can do that, you know, below the post. If you have questions you want to ask that you want answered during the live, please do that, because we want to try to be as open and as well as help to educate you a little bit on things about Greenland that you didn't know about. So there's that. The other thing is on New Year's Eve, I will be doing my second annual 12-hour live. Yes, you heard me, 12 hours. And Shelby can tell you, she did the 12 with me, and we had a good time, didn't we, Shelby? It was fun. I will be giving away what you would call door prizes if you were doing this in person. There will be 6 modern maker boxes being given away from where I made blocks out of each box. They won't be quite a yard a piece of each of those 3-yard pieces, but there's plenty there for you to make a mini quilt or maybe a wall quilt or add it to some of your stash. It's nice fabric, and I'm going to just pass it forward to you guys. I will have some other odds and ends of things to give away. And also I will be giving away 4 $25 gift cards. And those gift cards will be, I will have a list of where I will buy them from. And you have a choice of which one you want a gift card from if you should be the winner. I'm hoping I can hit up Cotton Cuts for some type of sew stitch it kit. Who knows? Or a classic box or a modern maker box. Something like that. So I'm going to try doing that. So there'll be that. And we're going to sew and tell stories and just have fun. That's the idea of the New Year's Eve, because I will be by myself with Nora, because Nikolai will be with his mistress the whole time.
Yep.
He'll be with her the whole time. Okay, now Shelby says mountains are amazing. Rainier is about 14,400 feet tall, and they have multiple mountain ranges in their state. Yes, they do, and I want to see them. Pat says, no, that wasn't, oh, already read that one. Okay, and John then says, a couple in Modesto and about 3 or more in Oakdale. Well, you have more than Fresno. That's shocking. John also says, Modesto is known for American Graffiti. Yeah, you know, I've never seen that movie. And Shelby says, absolutely, we had a great time. Everyone should join in. Yeah, the more the merrier. And the other thing is, please share my channel link, because I want to get to 2,000. I'm not that far away from it. I'm about, let's see here. I'm at 14. Hang on. Here's my where I'm at on my subs. I am at 1,436. And I want to get to 2,000 by New Year's Eve. So y'all share my channel. Tell everybody to come watch my, if they're not interested in my quilting, please come watch my Greenland stuff, because I have more going up. There's video of Northern Lights and icebergs and ice cap and us being on the boat. There's plenty for anybody to just sit and watch. I'm trying to keep my Greenland videos at, less than 10 minutes, but sometimes that goes over. There's probably a couple that have. But I'm trying to get better at how long I leave those and split them in pieces. And I just released a new one on Friday, so that one's there. But there's several that's been released before that, because I've been releasing every Friday for the last 2 months from my summer excursions. So go back and watch all those. Help get me through the viewer, because I'm close to 90,000 on my view, but my watch hours are struggling as always. You know how that goes. Watch hours, I think, work different than views and subs. I don't know why, but they're very different from each other. Auntie Ellen says, "Wow, great gifts." Yep, that's my plan. And everybody who wins is gonna be told that it may take up to 6 weeks to get their gifts in the mailbox, because it's coming from Greenland. And Pat says, "I love the videos of Greenland. It's so beautiful." It's so hard for me to, whenever I go to the ice cap, it's intoxicating. I can't even explain why that is. For one thing, it's the only time I can actually breathe like a normal person. The air is so pure and clean. It just, by the time I leave there, I'm giggling. It's hilarious. And Nicola verified that. I'm silly and giggly and laughing, crying. I mean, all these little emotions happen all at once, because it's the only time my lungs are open. And, I have been a lifelong from birth asthmatic, and now I have lungs that only have the capacity of 65%. And those of you who can breathe 100% will never understand what that feels like, because I can never take that deep breath that most people can. And when I get to the ice cap, I can feel the air down in the bottom of my lungs. And it's freaky when it happens. You just thought I'd been out drinking all day long, because I'm so silly. So, and I realized something this go around. When you're in front of the ice cap on a boat, you can hear the ice talking. And what I mean by talking is it's cracking and it's groaning, and you can hear movement. It's intense sometimes. And when a piece breaks off, it sounds like thunder when it's coming apart and it drops into the water. You get this whoosh sound at the same time, and your ears and your brain doesn't exactly know how to comprehend that all at once. But then you get on a helicopter and you land on top of it, which is what I got to do this summer. I was very fortunate, because I won a gift card that paid for this. When you get on top of it and you're walking across the top of the ice cap, you cannot hear it talking. It's making no grunting, no cracking, no nothing. The only thing you do hear is running water. And it's freaky, because you're like, why is it so quiet? Because you were on the front end of it. You could hear all this noise, and then you're on top of it and you hear nothing. And I have pictures of, there's a section where you can see a lot of the ice cap is now naked. There is no snow on it at all. And that's why it's the height of it is dropping like it is, and it's losing 5 meters per year, and has for the last 10 years. But there's a section of it where there's like these little mountains of snow that hadn't melted all the way off the top. And it reminds me of like if you went to the moon, because it's this weird white color, and these little mountains, they just don't look like they're from Earth. And it really shows you how powerful our planet really is, and how beautiful it is. And it's a shame that people don't appreciate our planet more than they do, because we should love our planet like we love our neighbors, and take care of our planet, because we all need to be good stewards of our planet in any way possibly. you might have, you drive a car. Okay, that's fine. But there's other ways to help make, the planet better. You can stop using plastic, or you can stop doing this, or you can stop doing that. Any little thing adds up after a while if you're doing it. Because not all of us can stop doing certain things because we have to do it like a car. You have to drive back and forth to work. My husband has to work on a big, huge ship. You can't just stop doing all that. But there's other things you can do to make it better for our planet. And I'm always going to be preaching about taking care of our planet. I have been like this since childhood. I have been a master gardener for 52 years, and I've spent more of my time outside than inside because it was my escape from what was going on inside. I feel like that God blessed me with this gift to be able to grow whatever I put my hands on. And going to being the first girl in my family on both sides, getting 2 college degrees, that's a lot to talk about. And, and then moving to a country like I have to experience more of what nature is like. I would have never in a million years thought I would ever leave beautiful Florida from somewhere else. And here I am. And it's all because of that man over there at that table. He has made my life special. And this life is amazing. And even though, you've heard me talk about recently, I'm having a hard time. I'll admit I am having a hard time, but it's not nothing to do with him or our relationship or my living here. It's the weight of the world. It's worrying about your child who's been homeless for so long. And, all this can add up eventually. So never take anything for granted, you guys. Love each other, hug each other, take care of what you can, and just, be good. And remember this: live, laugh, love, dream, and create something from all of it. Good night, everyone. Sorry for getting emotional on you guys. Bye.